I'd like to call to your attention a post by, and I guess we'll call him our president, President Donald Trump's biggest donor, top advisor, and effectively co-president, Elon Musk, in which he called for the pardon of Derek Chauvin. Chauvin pleaded guilty to federal charges stemming from the 2020 murder of George Floyd. At this time, Republicans and Democrats alike condemned Chauvin's brutality. But today, the most powerful man in the federal government wants to look the other way and pardon Chauvin. So today, I want to be very clear. Expecting a killer to be held accountable for a man's death is not woke politics. It's a matter of right and wrong.
Today I rise about a dangerous experiment that is being forced upon the people of Illinois, one that threatens our economy, our jobs, and even the reliability of our electrical grid. It's called the Net Zero Industrial Complex and is putting ideology ahead of reality. We've been told that eliminating fossil fuels and mandating wind and solar will lead us to a cleaner, greener future. But what has actually happened? What has it actually given us? It's given us higher energy bills, job losses, and a grid teetering on the edge of collapse. And let's not forget, while Illinois shuts down its power plants, other states and countries continue to burn coal and drill for oil. China is building hundreds of new coal plants while we destroy our own energy security. My question is, who benefits? Not the people of Illinois. It's a special interest in the global elites who push these mandates while profiting off of taxpayer handouts. We need a better path forward, one that enhances an all-of-the-above energy strategy. Illinois should be leading with common sense, not following the radical agenda of those who never, ever will have to worry about whether they'll be able to afford their next utility bill.
Nationally, 733 anti-trans bills have been introduced across the country, including 20 here in Illinois. To the folks at home who see those bills introduced and worry what that means, that we're heading down a bad road, know that those bills will never become law in Illinois as long as I have breath in my body. But the very introduction of the bills and the streaming of lies and attacks on a community's very existence does real and measurable harm. I shared the statistics about the mental health impacts of transphobic laws and rhetoric last week, so I'm not going to bore you with those again. As I spent time this weekend thinking about the situation we found ourselves in, I'm not enjoying the ping pong match either. I just kept coming back to being puzzled by why this handful of colleagues can't stop thinking about trans kids. And frankly, all I can come up with is that they have a creepy obsession with children's genitals. It's just plain creepy. Y'all need to get a better hobby. I invite my colleagues who think we've got better things to do, and I invite my colleagues on both sides of the aisle who think we've got better things to do, to join me in asking our colleagues to get serious about the work ahead of us. Stand now and join me in asking to focus on the needs of our actual communities and our actual constituents, rather than continuing to demonize children who represent a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of the population. According to the Illinois High School Sports Association, the 3 trans students who competed last year represent, work with me here, 0.000009375% of the athletes competing in our state.
So I just felt like it was necessary to make a comment as a reaction to a colleague from the other side of the aisle. I, in fact, as a sponsor of one of those 20 bills here in Illinois that is protecting women and girls in sports. This is a bipartisan issue. I have 2 daughters that are competing in sports, and I know that millions of girls across Illinois are looking for someone to have their back. Who is going to have the back of the 99.999% of girls who are looking for fairness and safety when they step on the field or go and compete. Just earlier this year in January, the New York Times, not exactly a conservative news outlet, conducted a poll, and in fact, 67% of Democrats support biological girls competing in girls' sports, biological boys competing in boys' sports. So I too echo the passion of leaving our kids alone, and I want my constituents to know, and women and girls all over the state of Illinois, that I have their back. Thank you.
Representative Ryan, for what reason do you seek recognition?